We've always been taught to see germs as the bad guys, something we need to get rid of. But what if that's not really the whole story? Let's take a minute and explore a completely different way of looking at the microscopic world that's inside us and all around us.
It's a weird thought, right? I mean, we spend so much time and energy trying to make everything perfectly sterile. But what if all that scrubbing and cleaning is actually counterproductive? What if our bodies don't just put up with germs, but actually need them to work the right way? Okay, the best way to wrap your head around this is to stop thinking of your body as a fortress and start thinking of it like a team where every single member has a really crucial job to do. So first up, you've got your body's own cells. They're the core players, right? They're the ones constantly working, building, and maintaining everything from your skin to your organs. Then you have the immune system. Think of it as the security detail for the team. Its job is to patrol around, spot any real threats, and take care of them. It's the guardian that stops dangerous invaders from causing real harm. And here's the part that might surprise you. The third key member of this team is germs. Yep, the very things we've been told to be afraid of our whole lives. There's this huge community of helpful microbes living with us, and they do essential jobs our bodies just can't do on their own, like making certain vitamins for us. So the most important thing to get here is that this whole system is built on balance. Every member, our cells, our immune system, and all those resident germs, they all rely on each other. You take one player off the field, and the whole team's performance just tanks. The entire system gets thrown out of whack. So what actually happens when that balance is gone? What are the real consequences when we accidentally weaken our own microscopic team? What's so fascinating here is how all these problems are connected. So without enough of the good guys, our digestion can really struggle. This also basically opens up a bunch of vacant real estate for the more harmful microbes to move right in. And this is critical, our immune system misses out on its training sessions, which makes it less experienced and way more likely to freak out over harmless stuff like dust or pollen. This is just a perfect analogy. Imagine a big, bustling city that suddenly decides to fire all of its guards. It becomes totally vulnerable, right? Well, without that protective shield of helpful microbes, our body's defenses are weakened, and it's much easier for real threats to get in and start causing trouble. Now, this kind of imbalance doesn't just happen out of the blue. A lot of the time, it's actually the result of our own actions, things we do with the best of intentions. I mean, we see these things everywhere, and a lot of us do them. Constantly blasting every surface with harsh disinfectants, taking antibiotics when they aren't really needed, or just getting stuck in that cycle of cleaning that's driven by a fear of all germs. These things might feel like they're protecting us, but they don't know the difference between the good microbes and the bad ones. And that's the real paradox, isn't it? In our hunt for total protection, we can actually end up causing a huge disruption to the very ecosystem that's supposed to keep us healthy in the first place. Our shield accidentally becomes a weapon against ourselves. Okay, so if a completely germ-free world isn't the goal, then what should we be aiming for? Well, the answer is all about shifting our perspective, moving away from a goal of sterility to one of balance and harmony. This slide just lays it out so clearly. On one side, you've got sterility, which is great for, say, an operating room, but it's pretty damaging for everyday life. It's all about total elimination. But on the other side, you have balance. And that's all about creating an environment where our helpful microbial allies can really thrive and do their jobs well. So how do we actually do this? It's way simpler than you might think. It just means being smart about hygiene, cleaning the surfaces that pose a real risk, like when you're prepping food in the kitchen. But it also means it's okay to just let normal life happen, with all its everyday microbial exposures. At the end of the day, this really comes down to changing the internal question we ask ourselves as we go about our day. It's about shifting our whole way of thinking about what it means to be clean and healthy. For so long, this has been the main question, hasn't it? It's a question that comes from fear, and it assumes that all germs are bad, and it leads us straight to those habits of overusing and overcleaning that we just talked about. This is the better question to ask. It's so much more proactive, so much more empowering. It shifts the whole focus from destruction to cultivation. It gets us thinking about how our choices can support the helpful microbes that, in turn, are trying to support us. And the best part is that this doesn't mean you have to completely change your life. You don't need to throw out all your soap. It's really just about small, mindful habits, like maybe using regular soap instead of antibacterial for just washing your hands, or not freaking out if your kid plays in the dirt. Simple habits are really all it takes to support this balance. I think it's so important to remember this one powerful idea.
In the constant effort to stay healthy, your body is never, ever fighting a solo battle.
It's part of a massive, cooperative effort. Health really is a partnership. Your body works with a giant team of microbes, not against them. Our job is to just be a good manager for that team. And this awareness, this basic understanding that a balanced microbial world is the true foundation of our well-being, that's the key. It's not about being afraid of germs, it's about understanding our partnership with them.